5, 4, 3, 2. Alright, shalom, shalom. I believe we're live. We're going to double check, make sure the video and the sound is okay, and then we're going to jump right into it. And everything sounded really well.
Alright, shalom, shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone. Alright, from Grand Rapids, brother.
Harbor Faith. Bernard, Michigan.
Bernard, Michigan. Come. With our honored guest from Bernard, Michigan. Ben Harbor. First and foremost, we want to give all praise and honor
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Once again, with the brothers of the Great Millstone, we also want to give double honors to our apostles, to our elder bishops, give salutations to all our fellow laborers, that are around the four corners of the earth, doing His work, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. To be scattered among the heathen nations, right? That look like the heathens to those few like population of earth. So it's not one. Just we're going on a couple of different subject matters. One being that the law still stands. We had a court jester who came out of camp. He got cut pretty badly, but he didn't show it until after the fact. After the cameras went off, then his humility came out. We're going to touch on that and then also maybe go into a little history. And one of the reasons why somebody got whole people root for, like 1 through 5. And the reason why people think like he thinks, he doesn't even realize that he's regurgitating the man-made doctrine that came about during the Renaissance. So the Christianism, as I like to call it, like vocab says, Hebrewism. Christianism is just a made-up doctrine of man. It's not scriptural. It doesn't line up with the Bible at all. The Bible is a book of law, statutes, and commandments about and the heritage of the Lord's people. Right? About what happened to them, their rise, their fall, and their rise again. That's what the Bible is about. And their kings returning. First and foremost, King Yahushua, and then under him, King David. Right. So it's all about this. So this book, the Bible is ethnically based. It's about a race of people that are mixed and mingled among the other people in the world now. All right, that's basically what it is. And people don't want to admit to that. And there's certain laws, statutes, and commandments that govern our people. And the fact that we didn't keep them is why we're in the condition that we're in today.
Right. Can anybody who's on Wi-Fi please get off Wi-Fi? You know our Wi-Fi.
All right. So if you would get that root about Michelle.
The root 4:1 says, "This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endure forever."
The law endures forever. It never goes away. So if you read that it's been fulfilled, that means he said, "I'm here to fulfill the law." He didn't say fulfilled with the ED in the end of it. He said he's here to fulfill, to keep the law. It's amazing to me. Why we're bringing up the Middle Ages? It's amazing to me how people that goes right over people's heads and how they believe in the so-called righteous life.
It says, "This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, the law that endure forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, and such as leave it shall die."
And that's what happened. We've all died. Horrific deaths that we don't forget every 6 weeks. And that's part of our punishment. All right? Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. It says, "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another." Now, in Daniel, it talks about how that to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. And he, it says, the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he giveth it to whomsoever he will. So here it is, the kingdom is talking about this earth. When you're ruling over the earth, now you have the kingdom. You have rulership. And so all nations of people have ruled at one point in time. And it says right here in Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. It's translated from one nation of people to another nation of people because the one who was ruling at the time, they ruled with unrighteousness. So they ruled with ingredients for a downfall. All right, so it's just like time after time after time again. It's like, okay, well, you try your way. You fail ultimately. Okay, it didn't work out. All right, next up. All right, next nation. You try your way.
Let's put women in charge.
Yes. Whatever way you think that you have outside of the righteousness of the Most High God, because He got something He called righteousness. See, but you have these heathen nations who, when they get on top and ruling over all other nations, they're going to rule with what they think is righteousness. So, but the Bible actually calls their way unrighteous. Because there's only one set of rules and regulations that ultimately equals unto righteousness.
But to be real honest, brother, not to correct.
Okay.
I have never heard a nation ever even promote that whatever they think is right. Not one time I heard the Chinese say, we are the righteous people. And this is the righteous book. Not one time.
Right.
Nobody promotes righteousness except Yahweh Bashim outside and the righteous men of the Lord. And they come, whoever come out of the scripture, that's what the righteousness is. I've never seen any matter of fact scripture.
Going off what you both said. It says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it's because there is no light in them.
So there it is. All of these nations, they rule with darkness. All right, dark ways.
It's what the Solomon 8, and I'm going to put the point verse 7. It's going to the she or her is wisdom. That the man love righteousness, her labors are virtues. So to have actual, because they don't call it righteousness, they call it morality.
Right.
They say, or they humanitarian. Right? But to be true moral, to have true virtues, to have this wisdom, to have these laws. Look there on the 4th chapter. It says, the heathen should look and say, what nation is this that have laws and righteous that the Lord has given them? All right? And also, in the 4th column, that law and wisdom. This goes right with that. This is what virtue is. This is what you know right and wrong. This is what you know moral. This is how you know morality. But the Lord says, and guess what? A man, a 89-year-old man fucking a 13-year-old that already had a cycle in the past, that's okay in righteous eyes of the Lord. 2 sodomites, that's wickedness.
That's right.
Point blank, period, man.
Yeah.
Promote that, though.
All right?
Oh yeah.
The man had multiple wives, that's okay in the eyes of the Lord, man. All right, but you got a society where these bitches hopping dick to dick, man. But then that's okay?
Yep.
That's feminism. That's, they're free from the patriarchy. You motherfuckers gonna die, man.
Brother, I just heard a video with a white girl.
She had the cardboard on?
No.
Oh, that's another one.
She said, basically, this woman said that women are not held accountable for anything that they do. She said, she broke it down. She said, look, a woman can she has what do you call it, birth control stuff.
Right.
So that pushes promiscuity.
Promiscuity.
Thank you, brother. That word I always get stuck with that word. But that pushes that the being promiscuous.
She a promiscuous.
And then then he said, and then if they do happen to get pregnant from all this promiscuous activity, they can just go murder their baby. All right, and then or even more so, what they can do is they're unhappy in their marriage. They can go and get with a whole other man while she already has children, and then the man she's with actually has to pay child support and alimony to her when she's the one who initiated the the separation, all right, and it's just so they're women are rewarded, and then if a woman can't afford to take care of her children, then they have state shelters and women funds and all these different things to support them. But a man that can't take care of his children because he just can't afford it, he gets thrown in jail and labeled a deadbeat and all kind of, and then they lose employment, and credibility, and his licenses and everything else.
See,
You can't take care of their children.
Exactly.
so here it is. These sets of rules and regulations of this world, if it comes from the mind of a man, then it's going to be ways that's going to end in death, man. And people are cool with that.
Hey, real quick, when you go into the law, it say that the woman shall leave with no money,
Yeah.
and the man take the children. The children stay with the man. That's his money. A man got to give his daughter on. A man got to show his son a long time to be commandments. A man ain't supposed to say 3 times a year, show all your meals up here before me. How the fuck a bitch gonna show a man that?
Because this is what Esau done. Esau knew in order to attack the Israelites, you must attack the Israelite man. So their whole thing is exactly. And they elevated. It started on a plantation. People know the elevation of women. Back in the 1500s, 1600s, there was no white women being free to do the shit that they're doing today. Those rules, Willie Lynch letters, they specifically said put the woman over the man.
You know what? Can I say this real quick? Then we got to finish what Big Ark was reading too. Can't forget to start over. But you have to understand, man. The so-called white man has been abandoning his children all along, and well before Jacob, right? And because and it just goes why? Because what did they label? They labeled them the bastards. Every show you watch, you always had all these bastards running around there when they took over after the medieval time. You always had these bastards. Women stayed loyal to their men is because you were unwanted if you had children and no husbands, right? All right. Something it was looked at. If your husband didn't die, like in a war or something like that, you were like, what the hell? Why do you got sons and daughters but you have no husbands? Something. They're right. And then they just became Moors. They actually that became their profession because they had no other way of supporting and taking care of themselves. All right. If you had no family to fall back on, you were just screwed. So. But then women, then you had this group of women that came along and called that oppression. All right, well, families stayed together during those times.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is Micah. Like you said, but because of these rules and laws and whatnot that this Edomite can put in place, this is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their bed. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Like you said, our law, statute, and commandment is written that the women walked away with nothing. It was the man's kids and everything else. Now, whatnot, the kids are left behind. He's got to pay alimony, child support, and all these other things, and this type of thing. And like the elder here, he done went through the whole scenario and got them beat at their own game. They can't even tap and say, okay, you got me. They're like, no, we just gonna keep swinging you around in the fucking court for this shit. Now what now? Okay, number 2. And they convert fields and take them by violence and houses, and they take them away so that they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. This backs up what Benji was saying. They took the heritage that we had and whatnot and put this bullshit on us and tell us that we got to be governed and ruled by this bullshit.
And it all goes back to all the shit that they're doing right now, right? From the standpoint of the Bible, the standpoint of race, it's all built behind what the world English calls white superiority. It's really Edomites. And so what they did was they mixed the pseudoscience of race based upon color with the Bible. And now all that was done, during and after it all started with the iconoclasm. And then all these philosophies of color and shit that the so-called white man, self-proclaimed white man made up, right? And then he put those things into play over the centuries, coming from the Renaissance up until that point. And so they intermingled all those things together. They even racialized. They made Ham, Shem, and Japheth, Negroid, and Caucasoid, and a Mongoloid. And that was a complete lie. Ham, Shem, and Japheth were all men of color. You know, a Negroid type, if you will, for lack of a better word. All right, they were all you know, because they all were Noah's sons. They all were so-called what the world would refer to today usually as black men.
Now, the funny thing is, we add up all the people on the planet, the billion. Esau is going to add America, which is less than 200, less than 150 billion.
Yes, it's around. It's about in America. I think it's about 230 million people.
It's 300.
300.
But even then, it's not all even. If you go to America, you go to Europe, and so forth, with all the Edomites, they're going to pale in comparison to all the rest of the races. So you tell me at the beginning of the time, you talking about Shem. You talking about Noah and his three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and they were all so-called whitish people. How the fuck did so-called dark people come then?
Exactly.
How the fuck is the majority of the people on the planet is melanated? Like over 75% of the people on the planet, matter of fact, 80%.
Yeah. Europe is very small. As a matter of fact, even the maps that they use is racist because Europe is very small. Africa is a lot larger than what they show it.
Right.
All right. So Africa is huge, man. Africa should be, not that we will promote Africanism, but the point is that all that chemical shit. But Africa, the continent of Africa is ginormous, and they actually shrank it. They shrank it. You know, South America, many other countries can fit right into Africa. Yeah. That's how big it is. All right. The only place that's bigger is Asia. All right.
I can read the man pray before.
Go ahead, brother.
The number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small.
Name the source, Bobby Shot.
This is quote from Benjamin Franklin in 1751. The writing was observations concerning the increase of mankind, peopling of countries, etc. Turn it over down. The number of pure white people in the world is proportionally very small. All Africa is black or tawny. Asia, chiefly tawny. America, exclusive of the newcomers, alright, so New England are 13 colonies. Outside of 13 colonies, what do you say? Wholly so. So the Native Americans, tawny, swarthy, black. Alright? And in Europe, the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, and Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion.
There you go.
As are the Germans also. The Saxons only accepted with just after they got into power. These are not the original Saxons.
Right.
But the Capardi, aka Pops, read the Michael II. They took over, they took advantage of his heritage, right? Only accepted who with the English make the principal body of white people on the face of the earth. I could wish their numbers were increased. And while we are, as I may call it, scoring our planet by clearing America of woods, and so making this side of our globe reflect a brighter light.
Clearing the woods.
Wow.
Yeah. A brighter light to the eyes of the inhabitants in Mars or Venus. Why should we, in the sight of superior beings, darken its people? He wanted to keep shit separate. He called himself superior, even though they're the least of the nations. That's that damn pride being heightened to the heavens, man. You know, and that's what America was made to do. America was made to be the face of Edom. And that's just what it is. The whore that rode the beast back, man.
Yeah.
That's how they push their whiteness, air quotes, to the world, man. They went for it.
Right.
Get the first two verses.
It says, Obadiah, verse 1, it says, the vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord power concerning the heathen. You have heard a rumor from the Lord, and the ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made you small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised.
Right, and that's prophecy right there, man. Small among the heathen, and greatly despised. Look where we at now, man. The whole world hates you. You know, that's plain. Edom, the so-called white man, is the hated amongst the nations. All right, he's the Malachi, the first chapter, the fourth verse explains how he was going to get the power. He was going to rebuild. That's the Renaissance age, and we feel about it. He wanted to push an image of whiteness on the world, man. That's that Satan made himself as an angel of light. He pushed his ways to the world, his wine to the world, man. Took over, put religious spirit on our book,
He
just
actually-
like in the Maccabees.
Just like in this image that's on the wall behind you. That's the way that image also should have always been. But they pushed that image on the world. It was kind of hard to see it because of the glare of the light. But it's a dark angel, a Negroid angel, killing. It's Michael, supposed to be Michael killing Satan. All right, and that that's a famous Catholic image among the Catholic Church. But when you see it, the angel is always a so-called white person, and the devil that he's destroying is always somebody that's dark. And but on this image is actually proper. Okay, but the original image of that is all a part of that Renaissance lie.
And by the way, one of our beloved brothers, Dashi, back to this, we got to get James for the credit. Because we behave. We ain't hated. Dashi, beloved brother. And he an Ishmaelite. So he in the spirit, because they Ishmael playing with this fuck, man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they got that image hanging in their car, around their neck,
The air pressure.
over the bedroom with a baby sleep.
Hey, but you know how they doing jewels? You got to put the air pressure. This guy got 50 calories.
Yeah, you got a whole Catholic aisle, all the images, all the Jezreel and the Ecclesia bullshit images, all them lies about the saints.
Same piss. I got one more for the
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, when you look up the image, Saint Maurice. Saint Maurice, the original saint, is an old statue, and that nigga is black. And his name Maurice means black. Goes to the word more.
Yeah.
Alright, this is just like the statue of the Tetrarchs, man. Alright,
The four tetrarchs.
The four Tetrarchs, right?
Yeah, in Italy.
They black.
They're black, so they omit a lot. I just did a lesson about that. All of how they omit the darkness of Europe, of Europa.
Europa, that image, black.
They omit the darkness from that part, from the whole so-called Mesopotamia, Fervent Crest, Europa, even going into Asia. That's why even the Muslims refer to themselves as dark Asiatic man, that kind of that. Because the people in Asia,
The original man, my brother.
because
They call themselves Moabites.
a friend of mine who named his daughter my Asian.
What?
And I told him, but anyway.
I got a pretty simple.
Go ahead, bro.
This Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it? And that's the Malcolm is pointing into. This painting on the wall is in the right form. Edom has put his image. But you got the Sistine Chapel. Alright, you got when Esau got the power, all those statues got weird. You look at the Catholic statues, they got priests up there. They got little boys under their skirts. That shit weird. They just got one statue
You
where
have
they go
Halloween
lick their own.
costumes with the guys wearing the priest outfit, and it's got a
A
child
ninja
with
type
his
thing. A
face.
ninja type of
Yeah,
thing.
they got actual
Right.
statues of that shit.
And it's chiseled on the side of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can just walk down the street, look up, and see.
And that's supposed to be holy and that's supposed to be righteous.
It's an idol.
Because to be our basic reanimation policy, the art place, the color chart, and it shows the color chart that light colors come from dark. Dark don't come from light.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But dark was first. This brother been holding scripture before we bring it out. And we gonna go back to that verse. I forgot. But I mentioned something about the map. The arrival and found the map that's actually kind of proper because Greenland is gigantic. It's bigger. They try to make all these places where Edomites came from huge or were living huge. And this one now on this map is actual proper size. You can see how large the continent of Africa is
Compared to America.
compared to America and South America.
Right.
Right? It's huge. So it's a very, very large continent. But when you look on modern day maps, it's shrunk down, and then the places where Europe is ginormous, Greenland is ginormous. All these places where Esau was dwelling is huge.
Now, if you ever travel, you would know there's a difference. Because when I remember I was in London which will be
And
somewhere.
look how many countries are in Africa, by the way.
Yes.
You know,
It's like
you know, that's a lot of different countries. So you just can't say you're African. You gotta say what country you're
Yeah,
from.
yeah,
And no person in the continent of so-called Africa calls themselves African. They say they're Sudanese, they'll say they're Ethiopian, they'll say they're Ghanaian.
Gambian.
They never say African because that African goes back to Scipio Africanus, which is a white so-called Roman military man, and conquered that region for the name of Rome.
And even more so, brother, if I may, using that term African is a very generic term. What it does is it just groups a bunch of dark people together that don't really belong together, which is to push the confusion of which is white superiority, because they don't want to acknowledge their race is actually through seed line, through sperm, and not through the color of the skin.
Here it goes. Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus was a Roman general and statesman, most notable as a
Conquered
Roman.
Africa, and it's named after him. So when you refer to yourself as African, you call yourself after the name of the so-called white people.
Because he fought against Carthage in the Second Punic War.
Uh-huh.
And they said, so you did that? And this Carthage where Hannibal
That's where Hannibal came from.
Yeah, and so Hannibal marked. And so they said, that's one of the guys we got that we beat. He didn't beat him. Fucking Hannibal took some elephants and soldiers to the fucking Himalaya mountains and got fucking killed by the Lord. Because the Lord, it wasn't time
It
for us to
wasn't
rise
time
up.
for us to rise up yet. Bring out the scripture.
This is over too, everything y'all sharing, because these people are number liars. It's many of them go to the bloody city, and it's full of lies or robbery and a part of the not. All of these is nothing but lies that they promote, like y'all was just showing them that. They're trying to make it seem like they was the
Dominant.
class, the dominant and all that. And but they're not. They really ain't nothing. The Lord really set y'all up, and y'all don't give no credit to the Heavenly Father. You know, because, hey, the Lord said he was going to set up the base of the Lord of the world. You just set yourself up. You know, hey, man, you got set up by the Lord, man. Like I was watching the last video live downtown, and you were saying, man, hey, you was kind of astonished, like, y'all was winning.
When I was a kid. Yeah, I always thought that when I was a kid.
And we winning all the basketball, doing all this, doing
Track,
all this.
Football, boxing, wrestling, whatever it was, Jake was dominating.
Yeah. So
You know?
that's how you know it was the Lord that took us down because we was going on. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, when you went outside to play football, when nobody screaming out, white guy name. Oh, everybody wanted to be paid the Dorset.
Right,
Tony. It's just
Right.
right, and the same thing when it came. Same thing when it came to basketball, man.
That's right. I got one back in the quick time. It's Deuteronomy 32 and 30. How shall one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock has sold them and the Lord has shut them up? For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves and judges. But you know, it said, how can a one chase 1,000 unless the Lord sold us, man? The Lord, it said, hey, they rocking like our God. He made even our enemies to kill us, man. The Lord gave us over to their hands, man.
Right.
All right.
And they God is basically their sword. It's a locket. Why do they sword is a gun? The sword always runs out of bullets. So they got right. You gonna run out of bullets.
Sooner or later.
All right.
That's not going to be pretty good. I'll say whatever you ready.
Well, she was going to the map thing. It's an old clip, but
Oh, yeah.
Oprah Winfrey.
Jane Elliott.
And she's got to be because she cuts white man down all the
She was
time.
still being white.
True.
I feel like anyway.
Yeah, but she don't give Esau no break.
And
She stay on the edge.
That's my little bitch.
You know, how such thing about racism. What I say about her,
Yeah, she's got a passion to constantly bring out critical race history. Notice I didn't say theory, but she's constantly bringing out critical race history and its effect on us today, which is something that so-called white people like to ignore. They don't want to acknowledge it.
She changed them all the time.
Then that means they have to acknowledge that they received
Preferred
stolen goods,
treatment.
and stolen land, and property, and
Stolen
etc.
Preferred
She said, yeah, all that. See, they don't want to acknowledge any of that. So go ahead.
That's the disclaimer.
first seen a map
Hold on,
that
let me
looked like this before.
Read the disclaimer.
Yeah, let me, I kept it for that purpose. Let me read it for you. Here we go, yeah, copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976 allowances made for fair use for the purpose of such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use. Tips balance in the favor of fair use.
And I got set 6 of them up there. You can see that this is all, this is forceful. Fuck you. All right.
Seen a map that looked like this before. How many of you have ever seen this map?
Seen that map.
Isn't this the map that you use K through 16
Wow,
in the
look at
United
small
States of America?
Africans.
Now, folks, look at this map. According to your social studies teacher, what is the equator? An imaginary line where?
Yeah.
Around the center of the earth. Then, if this map is correct, then the equator must be here, and Chicago has a tropical climate. Now, folks, this is the map that we use in the schools. Look where the United States is, in the middle of the world, right? Now, here's the USSR, which is no more, of course, Mongolia, China, Africa, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Now, look over here. USSR, Mongolia, China, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Two Indias here. We have 2 Indias. Did you know that? Now, people, this is a flat-out lie. Look at the size of Greenland, the size of South America. According to your social studies teachers, what were continents? Largest land masses on the face of the earth, right? Now, do you know the continents? Africa, Asia, Australia, Antarctica, Europe, North America, and South America. Did I say Greenland? Well, Greenland isn't a continent, but it's a huge landmass according to this map, right? The map is a flat-out lie, people. If you read the legend on the map, here it says, in fact, South America is actually 9 times larger than Greenland. Now, look at this map. The equator on this map is down here. All the white countries are larger than they should be, and all the countries of people of color are smaller than they should be. This is a visual image that teaches children a lot. In order to make this map anywhere near accurate, you have to take this over here and put it here like this. Now, can somebody hold that? Can you hold that down there, somebody? Are you a somebody?
Sally is a son.
Okay, Sally's a somebody. There. Now, take a look at the difference. Does that give you a different visual image of the importance of the United States? People, the way you use things like this, teaching aids like this, are what make you and I racist. We were taught that this is the way the world looks. It's a flat-out lie. How could a parent not be a racist? How could a white parent not be a racist? In a simple...
All words in need of
Get this nigga had the plug.
Yeah, of course you. I mean, but you know,
Ain't had shit to do with nothing.
see, but no, but she's right because when you disproportion the lands, this shows you first of all that what Esau is doing is